Hi, my name is Kim Ayotte and I'm the fire chief for the City of Ottawa.
Chief, thank you so much for taking the time today. I know you're busy. I want to, we're here in the Byward Market. First and foremost, I want to thank your entire team for the quick response 3 weeks ago.
Thanks.
I know you've heard, I've had the opportunity to share it with you, but the communities can share that with me throughout the week. So
Sure.
thank you for the great work of the men and women of your services in responding to the fire in the market.
Thank you for that. I'll make sure to pass that on.
I want to maybe walk through a couple of elements. One is when there's a fire and things escalate. This became, I believe, a 4-level fire. So what does that mean for our fire services? Obviously, we're across the city. There's coordination at multi-level, but what does that mean here for the operations that happen on William Street?
Well, on William Street here, it meant many vehicles, up to 40 fire trucks in and around the area. So we have to coordinate staging of those fire trucks. We have to coordinate the response. So many firefighters, 120 firefighters. Again, it's all team-based approaches, so very specific tactics and putting lots of water on the fire. So in this particular case, we were very lucky to be able to save the buildings.
Yeah, we are in an older part of our city. What does that mean in terms of complexity? Are you worried about some of the materials, the proximity of the buildings, I imagine, also play as influences? How do you respond to those types of fires?
Yeah, this is what we consider an old school fire in that, it's an older building. There's many different layers within the roof structure. So when we have a roof fire like we did, it becomes a lot more complicated to actually be able to tear it apart and to work it. Once the roof collapsed, it gets into a structure that's very old, so a lot of old wood and a lot of fire as a result of it. So you, on that day, you probably noticed a lot of smoke, a lot of brown and then black smoke. Well, that's these types of fires where we get roof material on fire, very, very difficult to extinguish and pull apart.
And it was the first time for me I saw the sequence kind of after the fire. So the Ontario Fire Marshal team was down here with your team, working hand in hand in gathering the information. That's really post the fire, a few hours after the fire.
Yeah.
What does that mean for you? Is that a collaboration with the fire marshal, or I mean, they're a different authority altogether?
Yeah, they're a provincial authority. We have response criteria for them. So any large loss fire, usually anything over 500,000 that has a public impact, which obviously the market does, fatal fires, explosions, anything of major consequences, then we notify them, and then they decide whether they're going to come in and assist us or not based on their availability as well. And in this particular case, they're gracious enough to come down and help us out with the investigation. And so they came down and we determined that the roofers, their activities were involved in the fire, and that's where we're at today.
Dominic, thank you for taking the time this morning. 3 weeks ago, you and I were exchanging. You were just coming back from Italy. Now we can look back in the situation. How would an owner react to a fire of their site? I mean,
well, any fire we take as a serious matter, but this, we never imagined this fire would spread this quickly and to this magnitude, taking out almost half the block.
So the entire community and city knows your business, but in case someone doesn't, how many years have you been here in the market?
We've been here since 1996.
1996, and it's a family business, family owned.
Yeah.
Maybe we jump to now. I mean, you had a fundraiser earlier this week for the employees. How's the employees' morale? What can you share with the community?
Most of them are optimistic. We don't know if we're going to reopen anytime soon. Most of our staff has bounced on their feet. The fundraiser was put on by the Senate Tavern.
Yep.
It actually wasn't organized by us at all.
But you supported it.
We absolutely supported it, and we'll have the numbers later today on how much they raised. But it was a great turnout. I think we had over 300 people attend, and I think they sold over 700 tickets.
It shows you the strength of our community. Obviously, you felt it directly post-fire. All the community being here and supported. The question the community will ask is, do you plan to rebuild, and how can we help?
We do plan to rebuild. We plan to rebuild here.
Yes.
I think just come out and support us in our other places, support our employees, support local restaurants, support local business, support local. The local is what's in our community every day.
So as you can see, we had an opportunity to meet with the fire chief. I want to thank the entire team at the city, including fire services, for the coordinated response. Our community, that you be a residential community, a business community, is strong when the city is coordinated. I'm also happy to hear from our business community that they will rebuild. I want to thank Dominic and the entire group here of 7 businesses that have been impacted, who all want to reopen. We don't know exactly the status of the building, if it will be able to be retained or if demolition will be required. We're certainly going to work with them to ensure that they can open as soon as possible. And throughout this time, it's a good reminder to come down to the Byron Market to support our local businesses. It's springtime, it's nice, and there's no better place to be than here in the Byron Market.